Hello friends, Susan here. Today I have a simple but elegant thank you card to show you. Again, it is going to feature the Parisian Blossoms or Parisian Blooms, I believe is what it's called, designer series paper that I did for you just the other day. It's a very, very simple card, and yet I have no inside here. I'm gonna do the inside with you for the first time. I just had an idea, and so I'm going to walk through it with you. So we are going to start with Pool Party paper, and that is because this color here is Pool Party. This is Petal Pink. A lot of times people ask me, how do you know what colors to use? Well, a lot of times I take my cue from the designer series paper. I pick a pattern that I like, and I just look and see what colors are in that paper, and then I use those as the basis for my card. All right. So we have a Pool Party base, Petal Pink, and designer series paper. The designer series paper is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then the Petal Pink is 4 1/4, or I'm sorry, 4 inches by 4 inches, 4 inches square. So that way, when I put it on the front of my card, I can get a 1/4 inch border at the top and sides. All right, so I'm just gonna stick this down in here. I am using liquid Tombow. That is my glue of choice. It holds really well, and it gives you a little wiggle room. If I didn't have it straight, I could scoot it around until I did get it straight. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie this ribbon, and I believe I measured, and this is about 20 inches long. I think it may be too long, but you know, I had already cut it. Okay, I want that to be the top, so I'm going to flip it upside down because I am unable to tie a pretty bow the right way without flipping it over. I've tried many times, and I didn't play with this ribbon ahead of time. I found that if you work with it first, it kind of softens it up, and you can get a better bow out of it. It's not too bad. It's just a little stiff to begin with, but it's such pretty ribbon. Isn't that gorgeous ribbon? That is 1/4 inch Petal Pink ribbon, and it is all a part of that Parisian Blooms suite. Now this paper is retiring, so you want to grab it while you can. Now it's a little bit loose, so what I would like to do is I'm gonna stick the glue dot. I'm going to kind of squish it a little, but I'm going to put a glue dot underneath that knot right in the middle, just so that it's not too wiggly on me. All right. It's a bigger bow than I had on the original, but I think I kind of like it that way. Okay, so I'm going to just give it a trim with my ribbon scissors. I always like to cut my ends at an angle. It's so much prettier than to have a straight squared off cut. All right, now I am going to just lay it on here for now, just in case I make a mistake. And I'm going to stamp the word thank you. And this thank you, I wanted a pretty scripty one, and this came out of the Blended Seasons. This is a 2-box set, and it is retiring. It has some beautiful, beautiful images and sentiments in it. I didn't bring the other one over here. Oops, sorry. But my favorite one is the great big Just Breathe. It is absolutely perfect for encouragement, stress, or for someone, you know, it makes a great sympathy card. Sometimes that's all you can say is just breathe. There are no words. And in many cases, deaths, especially of young people or someone's child, there just are no words. You know, you can try to spout all kinds of platitudes, but honestly, only time is going to heal their grief. So sometimes it's nice to say, just breathe. Okay, so I'm stamping this in Smoky Slate because I thought black would be too harsh. And I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. I am a fan of dimensionals. I have a tendency to use them in almost every card. I'm not going to say every because there's always an exception, but I am a big fan of dimensionals. And I also use plenty, and I'm going to stick one right there just to make sure the ribbon's tight. Just going to peel them off. If you have problems, sometimes they don't want to come off. You just poke them. I think that happens when they get hot. Like if they get hot in shipping on the way to you, the glue kind of sticks together. And then it's kind of a gooey mess. All right. So now I'm going to just put this here. Hopefully it's about even. All right. I'm going to snug that up just a little bit more. It's kind of hard to since I already stuck a glue dot in there because I want this to lay down. If you just kind of pull and work with it, you can usually make the ribbon do what you want. Okay, I'm going to cut them a little shorter. I think they're still too long. Just a little. And this one's wanting to go off to the side, so that's where it's going to go. Okay, my inside. I did not do an inside on my sample yet. I was just toying around with the idea of what I was going to do. And right before I started the video, I decided I'm going to stamp from the bottom of my heart. And that comes out of the Ornate Thanks stamp set. Look at all the beautiful sentiments that you get. I'm sure you probably can't read them from there, but they are absolutely wonderful. A big variety to suit almost every occasion. And I am also going to bring into play this little flower from Free as a Bird. Free as a Bird is returning in the new catalog. Blended Seasons is not. Get it while you can. And Ornate Thanks is the brand new one that is available as a sneak peek premiere this month that you can purchase before the catalog comes out. Honestly, if you like it, I would encourage that because I guarantee it'll be really popular. And whenever that happens, things hit back order. We are already running into a few problems with COVID complications because factories and shipping aren't working at full capacity. Okay, it looks a little lost in there, which I kind of knew it would. So my plan was to take some Petal Pink ink and this flower design from Free as a Bird, and I'm going to ink it up nicely, but I'm going to give it a stamp off. I'm going to stamp it off one time, and then I am literally going to make background paper. And it is super subtle. Honestly, I'm not sure if you can even see it, but if I did it full strength, it would be too much. So I'm just randomly going all over the paper to create sort of a subtle background. I'm going to do it there, a little piece. All right, can you see that? I'm not too sure how well it's going to show up on a video, but it is there. It's very subtle, but it gives it a just, I don't know, just a touch of softness. And then it ties in with what I had on the front here. That flower matches beautifully. It has nothing to do with this set, but it's a beautiful match. Just beautiful. All right, my glue is kind of gummy on the ends here, so it's not coming out as nice as I'd like. You just have to take your fingers and pick the glue off. But then I'd have it on my fingers. All right, so if you keep your middle fingers underneath it to hold it up while you position it, it's a little easier to get it straight. A lot of people struggle with how to get it straight. Using your grid paper is one way, keeping it straight on the grid paper, and then using the liquid glue because you can squiggle it around if it's not straight, and then by holding your middle fingers under it while you hold and position it, look for the top and the sides to be even. If that's even, stands to reason that the bottom should follow suit. Although once in a while it doesn't, and I'm not quite sure how that happens. Actually, I do know, because when I put it down, when I let go of it, I twist to one side. But there's a really elegant card. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. And make yourself a card today and send it out to someone you love. Send someone a smile. Bye.